Hello, you're watching Avenue X, and today let's talk about a recently started airing Chinese web period drama, 花轿喜事, Wrong Carriage, Right Groom. This is a 24-episode web drama that's being aired on the web platform Youku. It is directed by Cheng Feng, written by Ma Shasha, Su Ni. It is the remake of the 2000 period drama 上错花轿嫁对郎, based on a romance novel written by the famous female romantic novel writer Xi Jun. In terms of this remake, it was shot from April to June last year, and it is led by Tian Xiwei, Ao Ruipeng, Bai Bingke, Zhao Shunran, Zhan Yu. Nobody had any confidence in this remake being anywhere close to the quality of the original. I am one of those people. And I managed to sit through 6 episodes before I decided I'm never gonna click that icon open on Youku ever again. During the preparation of making this video, I actually went back to watch a couple of episodes of the original one, and I have to say, the contrast is even bigger than I remembered. So I don't even want to give a rating to this drama because I technically haven't watched through the whole thing and I don't want to do so. But just based on the first 6 episodes, I'd say I don't see any reason why anybody should go and check out this drama. And this video will mostly be full of my ranting about all the faults I can find in the remake. And in my opinion, actually, this remake, the only good thing it has done for Dramaland is to help the original series, 23-year-old series, to get more views. And then before I start my ranting, if you haven't watched the original and don't know what this story is, the title kind of spoils it for you. 2 girls in the same city in a fictional time setting of Chinese ancient time, married out from the city to different destinations on the same day. And they ended up in one location because of a heavy rain. After that, they need to go on their separate journey, but because Chinese brides, before they got to the groom's place, they need to have their head covered with this red scarf, and that mixed them up. So they got sent to the other person's destined husband. Therefore, the title, Wrong Carriage. And then Right Groom, obviously, they ended up actually marrying the person who is right for them. The original drama was only 20 episodes, and now the remake is 24. All the wrong things with it that I noticed. Number 1, music. The new drama's music is so much more inferior to the original. And that includes the background music in the current drama. It is overdone. Typical style we have these days. They just want to put BGM under everything. And they feel the audiences are morons, and audiences wouldn't understand if this scene is meant to be comic or sad or filled with anger or dramatic, whatever. They would put sound effect, music, all kinds of sound cues under the performance, hoping that it's guiding the audiences to the right interpretation, which just insults the audience's intelligence. Then the other thing is to do with all the songs that have lyrics, title ending while the stuff is going on. The current drama has very limited library of songs, and they're very meh. It sounds like the type of songs that you get to hear on NetEase Music. Every day there are like 100 new 古风 or sort of popular mixed with like a little bit Chinese traditional style, that kind of song. Completely forgettable, and they just replay it. Like in episode 1, I think they replayed it like 3-4 times. Often it doesn't even go with the image. For the original, they had the title and the ending song that are so well written, both in tune and in lyrics, that even till today, a lot of people, they can hum it or they can sing parts of it. I still remember all the lyrics of the ending song. It's rhymed, it's beautifully written, it's easy to understand, but it has that common language mixed in with a little bit poetic quality in it, and it fits the idea, the essence of the story so well, and the lyrics written by the original drama's director plus another writer. So just showing you, back then people know what they're doing and they do a lot of things so much more capable than the current drama makers. Number 2, styling. So important for period idol drama. The current version looks like any other period idol drama you're gonna see these days in Chinese Dramaland. Very colorful, lots of details, but it's not really designed to the specific actor and their particular character, as compared to the original, where the 2 girls, they're both very beautiful girls, but they have very different character, personality. So the design of their looks actually follows very closely to their personality, and it really flatters these actors as compared to now. Look at Ao Ruipeng's wig in this drama. Wow. Do people not understand for a guy who does not have long enough hair, they have to wear a wig for period dramas? It's so important to get the hairline right. Otherwise, their face gets shaped differently and they can look terrible. This year, earlier on, 少年歌行, where he also was wearing different type of wig, but that drama's wig made him look 10 times better. And when it gets to costumes, again, has nothing to do with the particular character they're playing. It's just an average, generic looking kind of pretty, but you know, really any other dramas, costume can be borrowed and then used on these people and you wouldn't even notice type of soulless design. And for the original drama, apart from thinking about the design for the actual performer, what makes them look best and then their characters, they would even consider the actual situation in the drama when it's happening. For example, for Du Bingyan, this character that played by Bai Bingke in the current version and previously by Xiao Liling, there's a significant chunk of the story where she is under disguise as a guy in the military camp. She cannot wear any makeup. She has to hide all the female features. And the actress actually did that in the original drama. No makeup. And you can tell the difference between when she had makeup on as a woman and when she didn't. In this current version, even when she is dressed up as supposedly a guy, she still has full makeup on. Lashes like 10 miles long. And the bronzers even. The worst part is her clothes that's supposed to be baggy and hiding her female features. It's completely tailored to her, like tightly following her figure. It's like she's trying to make everybody realize she's not a guy. Number 3, in terms of the sets and props, another very typical current period idol drama standard stuff, where things look too big, too extravagant for normal commoner people. Yes, they're rich, but they're still commoner. They're not super high like aristocrat or royal palace. And even if you go to Forbidden City to look at what ancient palace actually looks like in China, the rooms are tiny. For good reason. Ancient people, they don't have AC. If you have a giant room, either to cool it down or to warm it up, it's gonna cost a hell of a lot of money. Ancient Chinese architecture, wooden, beamed structure for utility purpose, saving energy purpose, and just daily usage. Houses are actually very small compared to our current standard. In the current version, for the 2 female leads, they're home, and once they got married, the other homes, they're all just gigantic rooms, and then super bright light, whatever the time is. And if then you compare to the 2000s drama, you see the stark contrast of realistically in that type of physical space, how much shadow you'll get on a person's face. And for those very good-looking actors and actresses, that contrast actually makes them look even more interesting, real 3-dimensional sense of existence, and just be more approachable. Whereas this drama, everywhere is just so much polyboards reflecting oversaturated with whatever light. Yeah, it looks pretty, but it's very fake, you know, it's staged. One unfortunate thing of current drama production is a lot of the real places no longer allow productions to go in to shoot. Back in 2000s, luckily to the original drama and to other dramas shot back then, such as 还珠格格, for example, Forbidden City in Beijing, at that time still allowed crews to actually go on the real site to shoot. No longer is possible these days. So the lucky thing for the 2000 drama was they went to Forbidden City, went to a lot of very famous temples, and including a couple of very famous Chinese gardens in Yangzhou, where the story is actually set. Even though back then there's no HD, you just look at the visual, it feels so much more textured and cultured. People walking in that, it's like an ancient Chinese painting that has that coherent style, whereas in this drama, everything is super saturated and bright and plasticky and yeah, pretty, but it looks like 2020s. The 4th point kind of extends from point 3, which is as a combined effect of all the things previously I've talked about, plus, in my opinion, that the current team making this drama are very undereducated with traditional literature, Chinese opera, any ideas about the common sense of the living conditions and expected behaviors of ancient people. For example, when you marry the girls out and they go into the carriage and they get carried to the groom's household, the bride's feet wouldn't be touching ground again until she arrives at the guy's place. So she would be in the carriage all the time. And in the original drama, when the 2 teams of the 2 girls' family marrying the girls out encountered this heavy rain, they went into this temple. They carried the carriage into the room of the temple and set the carriage down so that the ladies are still sitting inside the carriage and they're not coming out, because that's a taboo you shouldn't be doing. And Li Yuhu, being who she is, being brought up like a boy, couldn't stand the stuffiness of being in the interior space. also in the carriage, also being covered by layers of fabric. She jumps out and starts a chat, and then Du Bingyan comes out of her carriage, and that's how we had that encounter scene in the original drama. That is a classic moment in a drama. In this drama, they just got to the temple, just let the two girls walk out and walk into the room, and they just let the two girls stand there. Not even a chair, they're just standing in the room, and then they all leave so that they can have the moment of seeing each other. It is so forced for that purpose of encounter, but also not making sense culturally. Just shows that people who are making this drama, the director, the writers, whoever are on set, have no clue about like this shouldn't be happening. And that's just one example. There are many, including a kung fu master such as Li Yu, who would actually trip over herself. Nobody pushed her, she tripped over herself. It's not even a long skirt, she just literally tripped over her own foot. And then one more detail added on that's particularly insulting to me. When they're marrying the two girls off, and neither of them really want to marry to their destined husband. For Du Bingyan, she's playing Gu Qing. You're standing on a landmine, drama maker. The actress herself is kind of like, yeah, she got told like where her hands needs to be going. And then they cut to a close-up where it's done by a real player who knows how to play Gu Qing. Fine. Judging by her hand movement, it is likely to be a very famous Gu Qing piece called Flowing Water. And then if you listen to what soundtrack they put under it, it's not Gu Qing. And it's certainly not following her hand movement. And it should sound like something like this. Again, it shows like they don't care. They don't care about details. They certainly don't think they're making a period dramas that is an opportunity to reflect on Chinese culture. They don't care. And if we have to say one final thing, which is the worst part of this drama, it tries to remake, like literally remake the original, copying 80% of the plot development and the lines verbatim from the original. I'm like, why do you need new writers first if you're just copying? And then, in the process of copying, they actually took out the interesting moments, character moments, performance juicy part, and making sense, linking logic lines of a person speaking. They cut out all those good parts and they add stupid, their own inventions into it. It's almost like it's done by people who totally didn't get why the original drama is loved, but then they can so accurately remove all the nice parts and leaving the parts that are there and then adding on bad things. It again makes you think that they actually know what makes the original drama really interesting. They just don't want that part to exist. I'll just give you one example to show you this weird situation. In the original drama, when Li Yuhu married wrongly to the Qi family on the night of her wedding, she had a very complicated long scene in multiple stages where they get to see each other, where they had this first battle between them and testing each other who you really are, and then have a lot of fun actually. Within that big scene, there's a part where he pretends he's dead to scare her and test her and trying to get more information because he immediately realized this is not the destined bride and he suspects she comes in with a bad motivation. So when he is pretending to be dead, you'll hear Li Yuhu crying over him because she got scared. She starts to first blame herself. I am a kung fu fighter and he is a sickling. Why didn't I control my strength? I hit him too hard. I'm so stupid. So that's the first thing she did, which is exactly the same thing that happened in the current version. And then they cut out the next part of her lines, which is after she said this, the guy still is not moving and she starts to say, please don't blame me, as if to the ghost of the guy. And then she starts to worry. I'm in a stranger's place, surrounded by his family. How am I supposed to explain tomorrow morning to the whole family that, you know, I just got married in and I killed my husband, my groom? And they don't know each other at all. So at this time, she really has no emotional attachment to this guy. She wouldn't really be crying over him as if this is my lover. It's a stranger who hasn't really done her any harm, so she would have the guilt feeling, but not love. And then she would be worried about her own safety and all the mess she ends up in. And it sets up the character as this very kind, simple, but at least logical and reasonable person. Current version, they cut out the second part. Immediately, the current version guy opened his eyes and say, are you crying over me? Are you being worrying about me? This is like romance artificial sweetener filled brain people would write in 2020s after you've watched too many crappy dramas. And later in the original drama that night, when they have to decide who is gonna sleep on the bed and who is gonna sleep on the round table, the guy is a good guy. He already started to understand the girl may not be the destined wife, but she is a really cute and naive girl, and he doesn't want her to be sleeping on a table that's like not a gentleman's thing. But she has very strong character, and she is like, I am a heroic woman, I don't care. So he actually coaxed her into sleeping onto the bed by playing rock, paper, scissors, and he wins. So he decides what he wants. He jumps onto the table and sleeps there. So the girl unwillingly gets forced to sleep on the bed. And that's just such a cute scene. It shows so much of both of their character personality and the fact that both of them are very decent people. And the current version, they cut it out, the juicy part. It's just so clearly made by a group of people who are 没文化. I've said that. It's a rather cruel criticism. Yeah, but it's true. Honestly, I feel it's a waste of my life having watched 6 episodes of this drama. I'm gonna put a stop here and not endure any more suffering. And it is my sincere suggestion, don't check out this drama. It's just not necessary. And actually, if you haven't watched the original, I highly recommend it. It's really good. And in case people are like, yeah, but those older actors, they're more experienced. No, when they filmed that drama, they're all in their early 20s. Some of them are even teenagers, like not even reaching 20-year-old. And says a lot about how much Chinese drama has in the last 2 decades. Depending on how long my channel can exist, maybe we can see the second gold age coming. Hopefully that day will come before all my hair turn gray. Thank you for watching Avenue X. I'll see you in my next video. Meanwhile, live long and happy drama watching.